In this video, I'm going to be giving you a complete look over my shoulder as I build an email automation that would make my clients tens of thousands of dollars. And this is money that they're going to get every single month, and they don't even have to lift a finger, okay? I'm going to be giving you guys done for you email sequences. I'm going to hook you up with some email templates. And of course, I'll even be sharing with you the 3 key sequences to every single email automation that I go ahead and build for my clients. Look, guys, this is a video you guys have been asking for a very long time. So make sure before we get into it, you go down to the comments, like, subscribe, and of course, you show the video some love. But first and foremost, I want to tell you just how effective emails and email marketing actually is and why clients are going to pay you so damn much for it. Because email is easily the best way to turn clicks to cash. Why? Well, there's 3 main reasons. Number 1, of course, is the power of personal connection. Now look, you can use personalized variables such as people's names, for example. See, it's just like in the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by, I believe it's Dale Carnegie. Maybe it's a different Carnegie, but I think it's Dale Carnegie. And in this book, okay, one of the core principles is that the sweetest word to a person's ear is their name. So by you using someone else's first name in the email, it drastically boosts open rates, and it also just builds that connection, makes it feel more personalized, and makes them feel like you're writing the email just to them. And that might not sound like a huge, glorious thing, but let me tell you, it makes all of the difference, especially when you can't do that. You can't automatically send out messages on things like Instagram or YouTube or any of these other things. You can't personalize them nearly as much as you can with email. And not only can you use variables like the first name, but you can also send them emails based on their actions. Well, what does that mean? Well, it means, let's say they have opened an email. Okay, well, you can send them the next email in the sequence right after it's open. Or let's say they haven't opened that email. Well, let's say you send the same email, but with a different subject line to make them more intrigued to actually open it. Let's say, for example, they've opened on your last 5 emails and they've clicked every single one of the links, but they still haven't bought. Well, now you need to essentially just push them over the edge and eventually they're going to buy. See, when you're actually able to send emails and make email automations based on people's actions, you're able to make it more personalized and actually send them exactly where they need to go. And you're going to understand exactly how and what I mean when we actually go into the email automation here in a second. Number 2, of course, is the absolutely head-spinning ROI. We're talking every $1, on average, every $1 somebody puts into email marketing, they get out $40 in return. Man, that is a crazy ROI, okay? If you got a machine that you put in $1 and take out $40, put in $1,000, take out $40,000, I mean, I think anybody is investing in that. And if you really look at the stats, you can see that email marketing is leagues above anything else, like let's say social media ads or something. And you see social media ads like literally every second, third, or fourth Instagram post. I mean, you see ads everywhere, but email marketing works like 20 times better than advertisements do. And number 3, possibly the best part, is the art of automation. What does that mean? Well, it's completely set it and forget it, okay? Once you build an automation once, now that automation will be generating that business cash flow for every single month to come. I mean, this is essentially passive income for these business owners. And again, let me stress that there is no other medium in which you can actually achieve this other than with email automation. But why learn email marketing as a copywriter? I mean, can't I just write the copy and make just as much money? Well, I mean, sure, but there are some huge advantages to learning email marketing, setting up automations as a copywriter. I'm gonna go through some of them with you. I mean, first of all, you are literally turning yourself into the money magician, my man. You make your client more money, you will make more money. That's just literally how it works. Next up, of course, is long-term loyalty. Guys, look, the big problem that copywriters have is that once they finish projects for these businesses, it's hard for them to get recurring revenue. It's hard for them to go from client to client to client because they can only get short-term work. The thing with email is that you can easily turn it into a long-term retainer-based type of work. I mean, there's always something else to set up, whether it be another automation, some other sequence, maybe you're doing daily emails for them, or just optimizing the email automation that you have already made for them. I mean, there's literally tons more projects that you can do after you set up an email automation for a company. And third, okay, last but not least, guys, learning email automation is the number one most reliable way to turn words into wealth. And I'll tell you why. Look, man, if you master email automations and you are proven, you are going to be one highly sought after individual. And not only will people be seeking you out, but also all of your clients who are out here making money from your automations, what are they gonna do? They're gonna hook up their boys, okay? These business owners, okay, they have business owner buddies. And imagine if you're buddies with a dude and you're like, hey, this dude just made me $50,000 off of one automation. I'm gonna hook you up and send him over to you. And now the business owner looks like the man. So everybody's happy. The business owner wins, the business owner's buddy wins, and you win as well. So it is a great way to actually get yourself way more referral clients. Needless to say, email automation is more than worth learning. So let's learn it, shall we? So in order for you to really understand email automations, I first just want to go over some terms with you that you might be a little bit fuzzy on, okay? So we need to get crystal clear on what exactly I'm going to be talking about in this video. First of all, I want to talk to you guys about what the difference between an email sequence is and an email automation, okay? An email sequence is simply just a sequence of emails. Email 1, email 2, email 3, email 4, email 5. So on and so forth, okay? They work together to complete a specific goal. Whereas an email automation is very similar, okay? But an email automation actually does different things based on what people do. It's kind of like a choose your own adventure, okay? You do one thing, you complete one action, and you go down a different path. So what might this look like? Okay, email 1, email 2, email 3. And then depending on if the person opens email 3 or not, they'll get email 4A or 4B, okay? Or email 5A or email 5B. If you don't get it yet, we're gonna actually be going into the email automation and it's all gonna click for you, okay? Next up, we have to know what an email list actually is. Essentially, an email list is exactly what it sounds like. It's a little bit self-explanatory. So it's a list of email addresses that have been collected by businesses. Where do these businesses get these emails? Essentially, what happens is that people either buy something, like they buy a low ticket product or they buy something, and now they have to submit their email because they bought it. Or people have signed up to your email newsletter. I mean, there's literally tons and tons of different ways to actually acquire somebody's email. And all of these emails can be referred to as leads, all right? But now we need to understand the difference between a warm lead and a cold lead. I mean, what does that mean? Now, I'm not talking about temperature wise. I'm more of talking about relationship building wise, okay? If somebody doesn't even know you, they don't want to buy from you. Why? Because that's stranger danger. If you're all buddies, right? And you're talking to your homie, you're going to buy from him because you trust him, right? And that is what a warm lead is. A warm lead is essentially somebody trusts you. A cold lead is somebody who don't. So now I'm going to reveal to you the 3 key essential email automations that I would build for just about any business. And not only am I going to be giving you these automations, but of course, I'm going to be breaking down some templates for you in this video and show you exactly how I would make one from complete scratch. So first and foremost, the obvious welcome sequence. A welcome sequence is sent to all of these email list subscribers as soon as they get into the email list. Essentially what it does is it builds value, it builds that relationship, and it also tells them exactly what to expect in the future. And then next up is a product aware sequence. Product aware sequence basically just means it's like a promo email sequence, okay? This is where you start telling them about the product. You want to give them a little bit of value, of course, mixed in there. You don't want it to be all promo because then they'll just tag you as spam because they're going to be like, well, this person's just trying to sell me something. So you want to give them some value, and also kind of the vibe is just supposed to be, by the way, have this product if you want to grab it. And another thing that also happens a lot in promo sequences is deadline sequences, okay? So we all know scarcity and urgency are crucial to having profitable email campaigns. And then last but not least, okay, the last 3 key automations is an email retargeting automation. So this essentially, based on their actions, either gives them more promo after they're finished the promotion or more value and then more promo. But then, of course, the main question, well, Tyson, what does this actually look like? Well, allow me to show you. So guys, just like I said, this is essentially what an active campaign looks like. Okay, now this is my active campaign. not my clients. If it was my clients, they would definitely sue me. So I'm not going to do that for obvious reasons. I don't really feel like being sued today, but I still need to hook you guys up with the actual examples. All right. So here are the three that I just mentioned that we are going to be looking through: the welcome, the promo, and the retargeting. Okay. So this is what it looks like inside, right? There's a whole bunch of emails. They're on different lists, and this is exactly what it's set up like. Now, there are different email service providers that you can use, right? Some people use MailChimp. Some people use ConvertKit. It doesn't really matter that much what you use, okay? This is ActiveCampaign. ActiveCampaign is by far the best, but of course the best comes with the heaviest cost. So keep that in mind. And I should also mention that in ActiveCampaign especially, there is a number of recipes, as you can see here. I mean, there's so many automation recipes that I'm literally scrolling with my infinity wheel and I'm not even halfway yet. Like, there's so many recipes that you can choose from. So if you don't know where to start, right, you don't have to start from scratch. I started from scratch just to show you a small example of what I might do, but there are so many possibilities when it comes to email automation. Also, I'm going to keep it simple, right? It can get really complicated in here to the point where now you're just more confused than you were before you even watched this video. Okay, so that's not what I want to do. I want to give you actionable things that you can do to start making your clients money with email automations today that they can use for the rest of time. Okay, so let's go and take a look at this welcome sequence example. So this is overall what our welcome example looks like. So this is essentially, like I said, this is just a sequence of 3 simple emails. Okay, so as you can see here, there's always a trigger. All right. So with email automation, one of the things that confuse me the most is like, okay, well, how do I start it? How do I do it? How do I make it go? How do I make it go? How do I send the emails? Well, essentially, you have to create a trigger, right? A trigger can be anything. Like when a person opens an email, when a person clicks on an email, when a person is added to a list or enters the email list at all, right? As soon as you get somebody's email, that's what all these can be. Okay, so I just put as soon as they are added to the master contact list. So as soon as somebody gives me their email, they go through this. Okay, first email is where I welcome them and set expectations. Hey, how's it going? This is who I am. This is what you're going to get. You're going to get 3 emails a week from me talking about how to learn piano, for example. Okay, and then of course, maybe you'll wait 1 day. Most of the time, it's 2 to 3 days. When I'm setting up my own list, because I'm big on email myself, I just do every single day. But usually your clients will want it every 2 days. Next, you might send a listicle value email, which of course we're going to go over later. And then next of all, you might send a value email with a CTA, call to action, where it just links a YouTube video or some other type of value video that you're giving them to further build that relationship. And then after that, it waits 1 day and it tags them with the example, with a tag called welcomed. Okay. Now, this is so that you can easily find out who has already gone through this automation already and who has not gone through this automation. And also note that the next automation also has a trigger, and I'm going to show you exactly what that is. And the trigger is as soon as somebody is tagged as this. So as soon as somebody goes through this one, they go into the next one. Okay. That's exactly how you want to have it set up. So as you can see here, just like I said, okay, the very first thing, the trigger, is when they get tagged as welcomed. So then they get another value email with a soft CTA. What does that mean? Well, a value email is just like a value email. It's something that tells them how to do something. Again, I'm going to be giving you actual templates to use so that you can easily come up with one of these. And I make it as easy as possible. Okay, literally as easy as possible. You can just steal everything that I give you in this video. All right, a value email with a soft call to action. So that could be PS, by the way, I have a product if you want to check it out. If not, that's cool too. Boom. The softest CTA ever. All right. This is to, of course, give them the option to buy, but also maintain that relationship that you've already built with them. Wait a day and send them another one. All right. And also, this isn't like a hard and fast template that you have to go through, but this is how I might set it up. All right. Value with a hard CTA. So value basically saying, hey, in order to, for example, in order to pack on muscle, you need a coach. Here's my coaching program, right? That could be the angle that I go with if it's a hard CTA. Wait another day, and then you give them a deadline email. Hey, my coaching program is filling up fast. I'm going to close it within the next 24 hours. If you want a chance at getting a spot, you're going to want to fill out this application form. And then you just leave that link in there. Then you wait 23 hours. And then, okay, so here's what I was talking about. Here's the automation. All right. Here's what it comes down to: asking them if the following conditions are met, sending them emails based on their actions. If they've clicked, essentially, says if they've clicked, yes. Okay. So if they have clicked, then they get tagged as deadline clicked. If they have not clicked, then they don't get tagged as deadline clicked, and they just get sent this email. Okay. Also, I wanted to also point out, as you can see here, I say wait for 23 hours. It doesn't have to be days. It can also be hour or even minute increments after whatever this is. So 23 hours later, they get a 1 hour left deadline. These absolutely print money because, 1 hour means that it's real. It's like literally they're looking at the email and they understand, okay, it's literally now or never. And of course, I also want to mention, if anybody buys or anything, they get taken out of all these email automations, because what you don't want to have happen is someone buy whatever you're selling or sign up or whatever, and then they keep getting emails to buy it or apply or something. And then they're like, well, why am I still getting all of this promo and if I already bought, right? Kind of feels annoying to them. So that's exactly what you want to do. Okay. Another deadline, 1 hour. And then the same thing. If they do click on it, then they get tagged as deadline clicked. If they don't click on it, then they don't get tagged and they just go to the next action, which is wait a day. And then you add a tag called deadline, or they already went to the deadline, make it so that they know that they've gone through that. They know that they've gone through that automation. And then boom, they go to the next one. So let's go check out the next one here. So now here we are in the email retargeting example. And of course, the trigger is that they finished the last one. And then here we see, essentially we want to see, did the email address click on the last deadline emails? If they didn't, then we give them value. If they did, then we ask them what happened. And we say, well, this is the final email. If you want to get in, this is it. If not, right? And then after that, you would put them down the value up, and then you could just go more value. And then from here, again, there's unlimited possibilities, and there's also unlimited ways to skin a cat in this scenario. Okay, there's so many different options that you can go down. All right, but this is just an example of what it would look like if you actually did start this out. But of course, I also want to hook you up with some templates that you can literally copy paste into your own emails, so that you can put them into an email automation. So you know exactly how to write these emails, how to make the automation, and how to make money with copywriting and email marketing. Okay. Now, again, before I go into these, I want to stress to you that these are for free, and you can get access to these actual documents inside of the Copy Starter Kit. Okay. In the Copy Starter Kit, tons and tons and tons of resources, templates, and so much more. Okay. For absolutely free. You can go down and link in the description and actually download that for yourself. Okay. So what might a promo email look like? So this is what, my average promo email might look like. There's many different types of ways that you can promote something, but this is a simple structure that I kind of not created, but I tweaked it. Okay. So usually it's just the PAS structure, but I kind of tweaked it a little bit to problem, agitate, value, and then solved by product. Okay. So here's exactly what it might look like. Your problem is that you can't find a high value woman. What is the agitation? Okay, so the problem is you're pointing out a problem that they might have, and you're also giving them reasons as to why it might show up in their life. Okay, you're relating to them and you're telling them about the problem. Next up, you're agitating the problem. You're letting them know the long-term effects of what's going to go wrong if they don't fix this problem as soon as possible. So, for example, they can't find a high-value woman, so they're going to end up with no woman, no kids, and they're going to disappoint their parents because they don't have any kids. Okay. What's the value? Okay, so what's their learning lesson? Well, it doesn't have to be this way. You need to become what your ideal partner is attracted to, and then she'll come to you. Okay, that's the value. And how do we position our own product in a way that it solves the problem based on the value that we give, all right? This is kind of like a softer selling type of email where I'm not opening the email, telling them about my product, like, hey man, what's going on? My product is awesome. It's more of I'm giving you some value, and my product is actually a perfect way to overcome that pain that you might be feeling right now. It doesn't have to be this way. You need to become your own ideal partner is attracted to. And solved by product CTA. That's why we have a 9-week intensive mentorship where we'll help you with absolutely everything. If you want to get a quick risk-free call, fill out this quick 2-minute form and talk to one of our success coaches. Okay, that's what the CTA might look like. So what might the email look like? And I quote, why 90% of men will die alone. Hey, first name, every year, more and more men are reporting higher levels of loneliness. It's getting so much worse, it's estimated that in our lifetime, 90% of men will die without a partner. But I won't let that be you, because in this email, I'm going to give you the cheat code to finding a partner. Not just finding a partner, but finding an ideal partner, a woman that checks all the boxes. Because the only thing worse than dying alone is getting trapped in a loveless marriage. I mean, see, that's facts, right? That's the problem section, all right? So I'm essentially giving him what the problem is. It's like, okay, there's a big problem that's happening, and it could be happening to you, but I won't let that happen to you because in this email, I'm going to give you this, all right? This is what's in it for me. This is telling them exactly what they're going to get out of this email. Finding your ideal partner, a woman that checks all the boxes. Okay, great. So I'm basically giving them a good what's in for me. Okay, I'm going to give you the steps that you need to reach essentially your dream state. All right. And then here's where I go over the agitate. Okay, watch closely. It really seems as though there's no winning in the dating marketplace these days. Meeting women is harder than ever. And if you do meet them, 9 times out of 10, they're far from the woman you want to spend the rest of your life with. So what's the solution? Is there even a solution? Allow me to shed some light, first name. So you have all these dating apps like Tinder and Bumble, pickup artist wannabes running around the mall doing cold approach, and thirsty dudes on Instagram sliding in literally every girl's DMs. But are the girls they occasionally score with wifey material? If you're looking for a chick whose body count is higher than her IQ, then yeah. But if you want a 10 out of 10 respectable woman you'd be proud to spend the rest of your life with, then this is the opposite approach that you want to take. Because if you want something, rather than chasing it, why not attract it? That's what I can help you do. Okay, so that was the agitate right there. So what exactly did I do? So I related to their problem, okay, by pointing it out. Okay, so these are the problems, and this is how it affects you long term. Okay, you're going to end up with a woman who's just not the respectable, ideal chick that you'd want to end up with. But there's a way to actually get a 10 out of 10 respectable woman that is going to do everything for you. And the value here is that you have to get people to attract. You have to attract the dream person, the dream woman that you want, and instead of just chasing after her, because if you chase after her, you'll chase her away. So that's the value section. And then this is where I essentially place the product as the solution. Okay. So that's what I can help you do. That's the transition. Because let's be honest, most dudes repel the women of their dreams. And while you may think this means making some huge changes, it really doesn't. A few small tweaks to your overall appearance and behavior, and the woman you've always wanted could fall right in your lap. If that's something that sounds interesting to you, let's chat about it one-to-one. Click here to schedule a call and find out how you can attract the women of your dreams. Sign off. Then you send them an application form. They apply. They tell you things like how much money they make. So then you can qualify whether there's somebody who's worth getting on a call with, and then you can be their dating coach or whatever. And then here's what a deadline email might look like, okay? So a 24-hour deadline email. So you start with a scarcity, okay? You start by saying, hey, this is going to leave soon. Then you give them a link to be like, okay, well, here it is if you want to get it. Then you give them a little bit more info in case they're not familiar with it, okay? This is what you would send them inside of a promo email, and they've probably already clicked on it before, so they kind of have an idea of what it is, okay? So you give them a little bit more info, and then you give them a link again, and then you just close the email. Very short, sweet, to the point, okay? You don't want to dilly-dally in a deadline email. That was some alliteration right there, but I digress. 24 hours left, action required is the subject line. Hey, first name, in case you missed it, there's only 24 hours left until the Perfect Woman Magnet Mentorship closes. If you don't want to miss out, click here to attract your perfect 10 out of 10 woman while we guide you every step of the way. You'll get access to weekly one-on-ones, a one-to-one accountability coach, on-demand video trainings, and so much more. But only if you take action within the next 24 hours. The clock is ticking, first name, talk to you soon, sign off, right? And then you might send another link somewhere around here. Boom, done. So guys, there you have it. The exact templates, the exact email automation, the exact setup I actually go through with you step by step. You take a complete look over my shoulder and now you know what this email marketing thing actually looks like. Guys, if you enjoy this video and you want more like it, make sure you let me know down in the comments. And of course, make sure you click on one of the videos on screen now to watch some more copywriting value. Anyways, guys, that's it for today. And of course, I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Peace.